Hey there, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of YEW podcast series. Today, I'm joined by a very special friend of mine, Sarthak, who helped me in my HUVTSP journey. So, Sarthak, how are you doing?
Hi, Frost. Thank you so much for inviting me onto the podcast. I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm also doing great. So without any further ado, let's get started with our first question. So, tell me about your background and the story behind starting Klinn.
Yeah, for sure. I'm a rising junior. Born in India, but I've lived most of my life in the US, near Washington, D.C. And yeah, a little bit about my background. I've been very involved in startups and tech, very interested in finance. But moving on to kind of story of Klinn, I started Klinn with my cousin in July of 2024. So it's been a little bit over a year. And it started off not as a startup, but as just a side project that we did for fun to help pre-med students find clinics near them to contact. And then it involved into, consulting for college and med school, and then an extracurricular database. And then it turned into a whole cold outreach tool for students of all ages and all interests to get internships with professors and startups. And so it's really evolved over time. And we went from being a side project to now what I'd call a startup.
Yeah, absolutely. I really like the fact how you iterated over time. You first identified a problem, then worked on it, then you saw that, oh, this can meet this market demand as well. Worked on it again, then iterated it. So I love how you did that. My next question for you is, what problem does Clint solve and for whom? And can you walk me through how your product works?
Yeah, for sure. So Klinn solves one main problem for students, and that's sending cold emails to professors and startups. And obviously, we've solved different problems in the past when we were working on different issues, but currently, that's kind of what we're working on. And this happened because 2 years ago, everyone on our team was basically sending cold emails to different institutions to get an internship. And we realized just how broken the system was. I mean, one email can take 5, 15 minutes to customize it, find the contact info, and go through all the steps from start to finish. And so we're changing that. So now instead of taking 5 minutes to write one cold email, you can write five cold emails in 1 minute. Using Klinn. And the way that you do that is you sign up on Klinn, you upload your resume, and then we match you to different professors and startups and clinics and give you a match score. And then you can contact them directly through our platform by writing a cold email. And the coolest part about Klinn is that we have these smart suggestions that help you write the cold emails quicker. And we've done this by analyzing the profiles of these recipients and helping you personalize the email within just seconds. So that's kind of how Klinn works.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds awesome. Especially like as we come towards like the final 2 years of university, like high school, we really need to start like people that are interested in research, especially, they really need to start cold emailing to professors and other institutes if they want to do internships or learn or work under them. So I think that is really a good tool that can help high schoolers. Okay, my next question is, what is your unique value proposition and what sets you apart?
Yeah, for sure. So when we started Klinn, uh, actually, I guess this would be a little bit after we started Klinn. When we started working specifically on the cold emailing tools, we noticed a ton of copycat kind of companies start to appear. And that's fine. Competition is great. It's a great way to validate your product. And so naturally, we needed a way to stand out. And what we noticed was two things. Number one, most current tools that were being built for the same issue, they didn't have a large database and their database wasn't super clean. So we really focused on scraping the most efficient data possible and building the best clean data set possible. But the second thing, which is really, really what makes us stand apart, is the fact that we're personalized to our every single user. So current tools, they just display some data, help you write a cold email, sure. But we really go beyond that by uploading your resume. We're able to match you and help you find the best fit professor, the best fit startup based on your resume, based on the professor's experience. And that's kind of what makes us unique is that we help you find what's fit for you, which opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely. I think your my next question to you was actually going to be who is your target customer and what is your customer acquisition strategy? But I think that using the previous questions, you've already answered the first part of it, that your target customers are us, high schoolers that want to do outreach and want to get in touch with others. So then let's just move on to the second part of it. What is your customer acquisition strategy?
Yeah, for sure. So, high schoolers make up a big part of our uh users, but also college students and grad students use our product a lot. So they're also some of our ideal customers. But for a customer acquisition strategy, we've had a couple of different strategies. And these can be broken down into two principles. And one is to build a strong, tight-knit community. And the way we've done that is through a Discord server and really working with users individually. And I think you can attest to this, right? When we worked on or not when we worked on, but when I looked over your HVTSP application, that's how you build community, right? When you talk to different users and help them beyond just your product. And so we've done that through our Discord servers, through hosting private events like our event with Arun Kamani, the founder of Crack, as well as, just helping users individually. But the second sort of principle that we've taken on for customer acquisition is social media, right? You mentioned high schoolers as being our ideal, but also college students are very young. And as a result, the best way to target them is through social media. And we've done this through LinkedIn. That's one huge professional network. LinkedIn's brought huge successes for Klinn. I mean, our first 1,000 user day, where we 10 extra users was through LinkedIn. And also Instagram and Twitter has helped a lot. I mean, we've gotten probably 50 to 100,000 views cumulatively just on Instagram alone. So social media has helped a lot.
Yeah. I think people often think that LinkedIn is only for professionals that are looking for jobs, but within the past few years, been a change in the trend. You can now see more high schoolers and university students actually coming on LinkedIn to find opportunities based on what they are trying to achieve. So I think social media like Instagram, Discords, and LinkedIn is especially very helpful for Klinn and for its progress. Moving on, tell me about your team. I know you started with your cousin, but have then been any additional people that joined you? And what do you think are some key roles that are missing, and how do you plan to fill them?
Yeah, for sure. So, my cousin is not as involved in the project nowadays, but our team also includes Andrew, who was our founding engineer. He's also the co-founder at Siden AI, a $12 million valuation startup. Very, very cracked high schooler, very technical. Yeah, then we have Aman, who's another very cracked technical engineer, who's also one of our founding engineers. He has a bachelor's in computer science, a great guy, high work ethic, lots of great things about him as well. And then Agneya is our software engineer. He specifically specializes in ML and cybersecurity. He's a Koch scholar. He's going to Carnegie Mellon this fall. Another amazing guy. He also makes content, and one really cool thing about him is a lot of engineers are very technical, but they don't have much business. Agne is also very, very, I guess he has an aptitude for business. So yeah, lots of great things. That's our team now. Yeah. But one of the key roles that we're missing is another strong growth person. I'm more specialized in growth myself, but sometimes, it's hard to manage email campaigns and LinkedIn posting and social media and Twitter and all of these and building a Discord community and organizing private events all alone because we have such a technical team. Sometimes, I could definitely use more help in growth sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, it's always a good thing to have a balance between your technical and non-technical team, and it can get quite overwhelming when one overweighs another. But I'm sure you'll find someone great through maybe this podcast. Moving on, what milestones have you achieved so far, and what are your key metrics?
Yeah, so we have around 16,000 users right now. Um, and one of the coolest parts about Klinn is that uh, a lot of people, at least in the local area, know about Klinn, like where I live. And as a result of gaining 16,000 users and having, people that know what Klinn is, we're starting to build like a brand. In a sense, that means that we're able to open up another revenue stream through affiliate marketing. So I've worked with, research programs like Algo vs. AI, the Harvard Ventures Tech Program, um, the International Research Olympiad, all of these organizations and many more have worked with Klinn. And as a result of that, been able to bring in another source of revenue. And that just shows when you have key metrics like users go up, you're allowed to, or not allowed to, but you gain the ability to make money through different avenues.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, 16,000 users is a very big number, and I think that is something that you should personally be very proud of. I really like how you have collaborated with other organizations, especially HVTSP. which for my viewers has helped me a lot personally. Moving on, can you share a memorable failure or setback that you encountered and the valuable lessons that you learned from it?
Oh yeah, sure. I mean, there's been multiple. I think one of them was, um, I guess there's two that I have for you. One of the people that used to be on the Klinn team had a very large social media following. Great guy, very talented, very smart. And he ended up leaving, and it was the right decision for him. Quite frankly, he made a good decision, and he's doing very well where he is right now. But at the time, in a sense, we're kind of dependent on him for marketing, and him leaving, it was the right thing for him to do, and I agree with his decision, and I respect it. But at the same time, what that meant was since we are so overly dependent on him, it kind of led to us suffering in the short term because we became overly dependent, and once he left, that left a void in our marketing scene. And obviously, we've been able to recover since, but it just goes to show that you shouldn't become overly dependent on anyone. You could have the most talented person on earth. You could have Roy Lee, Neil, any of these amazing people working on your team. But the second you become overly dependent on someone, if something falls through, then you're just going to suffer. So don't become overly dependent on any one person of your team. And that's just a rule of thumb, right? The other thing I'd say is this is the same thing, is when we were working on the Klinn launch video, it's the same lesson there as well, where we were paying an editor and a cameraman, same person, to do this video, and I mean, we had 3 or 4 shooting days where he kind of showed up late, and in the end, it was just a very messy job. He didn't do a great job. Because he didn't care too much about the project. But that's the thing when you have the due diligence of working on, or when you're working on a project, you have due diligence to deliver. And he didn't deliver. And this person didn't, I mean, he lost his SD card, and as a result, we lost really, really valuable footage that we weren't able to recover. And so you might have seen the Klinn launch video. It's okay. Uh, but the launch video that we had going on, if he didn't lose that footage, was like 1,000 times better. It would have gone way more viral. It's really unfortunate that he lost it. But again, it shows you like he should have backed up the footage. He should have sent it to me before losing the SD card. But just don't become overly dependent, because I mean this happened 2 or 3 times in Clint's history where we become so dependent on a person that when stuff doesn't work out, you really get screwed over. And the launch video is a perfect example of him losing the SD card really messed things up. Because I guarantee you, like with that footage, maybe not Cluey level of virality, but series or any of these other big startups. So it was really good footage. It was a really good plot, really good script. So it's unfortunate, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I can just tell how bad you must have felt when you lost the SD card, but I mean, it's life, so you just gotta work things out. My final
Yeah.
question, if you could summarize your startup in one line and advice for people watching this podcast, not necessarily entrepreneurship, like advice, any life advice that you learned throughout the years.
Yeah. So to sum up, Klinn, one line would be we help students send cold emails quicker and better. And just advice in general. It's gonna sound super cliche, but it's follow your passions. And the reason I say that is any sort of obstacle. I mean, I mentioned a few obstacles previously, the launch video being one of them. It was 100 times easier for us as a Clin team to get through that obstacle because we were passionate about what we did. But if you're doing everything for the sake of college apps or resume maxing, everything just becomes harder because you're not truly passionate about it. You don't go to sleep thinking about it. You don't wake up thinking about it. You're just really doing it to do it. And so when you face those hardships and those obstacles, it's way easier if you're passionate about it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I have some friends that do things just for college applications, and what they don't realize is that, like, the admission officers will just see through it that once you do things that you're not passionate about, it's of no use. So just do things that you're passionate about, and people will see through it. I think that's one thing I also personally believe in. That's all I had for
100.
you guys today. Thank you guys for watching, and then make sure to check out Clint. It's personally something I recommend a lot. So check it out, and I'll see you guys in the next episodes. Till then, bye bye.